Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, Tin and the Magical Water Fountain. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it. No hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. It all started on a sunny afternoon when I walked into a pet store with one mission in mind: to find something new and exciting for Tin, my mischievous but lovable cat. Tin already had plenty of toys: a pink feather wand, a squishy mouse, even a cardboard castle he had claimed as his personal kingdom. But I knew my little furry overlord deserved something special. That was when I spotted it: a sleek, shiny water fountain designed especially for cats. It looked like a tiny magical spring, endlessly flowing with fresh water. Instantly, I imagined Tin sipping from it like a royal prince. Without hesitation, I bought it, feeling like I had just secured the ultimate prize in the world of cat parenting. When I brought it home and set it up, Tin looked at me with his usual mix of curiosity and suspicion. He tilted his head, twitched his whiskers, and circled the fountain like a tiny lion preparing to pounce on his prey. The moment the water started flowing, Tin's eyes widened. To him, this wasn't just a water fountain. It was a mysterious, bubbling treasure. He approached it carefully, dipped a paw in, and immediately shook it off with a look of, "What sorcery is this?" I couldn't help but laugh. My big dramatic cat had just met his new obsession. It didn't take long before Tin declared the water fountain his throne. After a good play session, whether it was chasing his yarn ball across the living room or trying to ambush my feet from under the couch, he would strut proudly to his fountain, sit down like a king about to hold court, and drink. But of course, Tin never does anything in a normal, ordinary fashion. First, he developed a routine. He would circle the fountain 3 times, just like a professional taster preparing for a grand feast. Then he'd give it a long sniff, as if making sure I hadn't secretly filled it with broccoli soup instead of water. Finally, he would dip his paw in, flick a few drops into the air, and only then lower his face to drink. The whole performance was dramatic enough to deserve its own soundtrack. Sometimes he'd make me laugh even harder. One day, after an energetic chase around the house, Tin was panting dramatically like he had just run a marathon. He trotted up to the fountain, drank for a solid minute, then looked at me with a face that clearly said, "See, this is why you needed to buy me this thing. I'm a professional athlete." I swear, if he could talk, he would demand a gold medal for hydration excellence. What made it even funnier was that Tin seemed to think the fountain was a toy as much as it was a water source. He would tap at the bubbling stream with his paw, splashing water onto the floor, then stare at me proudly as though he had discovered a new form of indoor waterfall entertainment. On more than one occasion, I found myself wiping little puddles while Tin watched from the couch with an innocent expression. Over time, Tin's bond with his magical water fountain became one of my favorite things to watch. It wasn't just about hydration, it was about joy. Every time I saw him drink, play, or simply sit by the fountain as if guarding it, I felt my heart warm. It was a reminder of how small gestures, like buying a fountain, could bring so much happiness into both of our lives. Sometimes, late at night, I'd hear the faint trickle of water and the soft sound of Tin lapping it up. Even in the quiet, his little ritual brought comfort. I knew he was happy, healthy, and cared for. And honestly, he wasn't the only one who benefited. I drank more water too, just because watching him reminded me to refill my own glass. Who would have thought that a cat fountain could improve both feline and human hydration habits? Tin, of course, continued to treat the fountain like his personal royal spring. Whenever guests visited, he would show it off proudly. "Look at this," he seemed to say. "My human bought me a magical waterfall. Do you have one?" "No." "Pity." My friends would laugh, and I would nod, secretly proud of my spoiled little prince. In the end, the water fountain became more than just a pet accessory. It became part of our daily story. It symbolized care, laughter, and the silly, wonderful bond between a human and her cat. Every drop Tin drank reminded me that love is often shown in the smallest details: a toy, a fountain, a cozy corner. And every time I watched him drink with his whiskers twitching and eyes gleaming, I couldn't help but feel lucky. After all, life with Tin isn't just about caring for a cat. It's about sharing happiness, one paw splash at a time. In many ways, Tin's relationship with his water fountain reflects how small investments in our daily lives can bring lasting joy and well-being. Just as Tin found comfort, health, and even entertainment from something as simple as a fountain, we too can improve our lives by paying attention to the little things that make our routines healthier and happier. Modern life often feels overwhelming. Endless work, constant notifications, and the pressure to keep moving forward. But sometimes, the key to balance isn't in grand solutions. It's in simple, thoughtful choices. Maybe it's buying a better water bottle so you stay hydrated, creating a cozy reading corner in your home, or setting aside time for a short walk in the evening. These acts, though small, remind us to care for ourselves in meaningful ways. Tin's playful ritual also shows that joy can be found in routine if we approach it with curiosity and lightheartedness. Instead of viewing self-care as a chore, we can see it as a daily gift. The advice is simple: don't overlook the small things. Whether for health, happiness, or peace of mind, these little changes create a ripple effect that makes everyday life more fulfilling.